Good afternoon from the USTA National Campus in Lake Nona, Florida, host site of the 2022 NCAA Division III Men's and Women's Tennis Championships. We're getting set for the singles semifinals here on the second day of the NCAA Singles and Doubles Championships, with these student athletes looking to book their spot in tomorrow's finals. Luke Tanaka, glad to have you alongside. Very excited to bring you all the action today as we have 8 semifinalists, 4 men and 4 women, looking to book to a spot in tomorrow's championship matches, and we'll have simultaneous men's and women's semifinals. We'll be tracking all of the matches for you as we're just getting set to get things going. Warm-ups are underway for 3 of our 4 semifinals. One of the semifinals will start in about 15 minutes due to a late quarterfinal matchup, so we'll be sure to keep you updated on that. The women's semifinals, the first semifinal features a pair of lefties in MIT's Sarah Pertzimlidis and Pomona Pitzer's Angie Zhu. In the other semifinal for the women's side, it's Elle Christensen of Tufts against the defending champion Erica Ekstrand of Williams. There's Christensen on the left, William and Ekstrand on the right, as those two getting set to begin their warm-up and get set for this semifinal. Zhu and Pertzimlidis have already begun their warm-up. The other side, the men's semifinals today. One semifinal features Isaac Gorlick of Tufts and Vishnu Joshi of Johns Hopkins on your screen now. That one to start not before 2:15, so get going in about 15 minutes or so. And then the other semifinal, it's Mason Tran of Pacific against Stan Morris of Middlebury. Stan Morris, the only seed remaining in the men's draw, the number 2 seed overall. Tran, Joshi, and Gorlick all unseeded, knocking off seeds along their way to the semifinals. On the women's side, it'll be Elle Christensen and Erica Ekstrand, a pair of unseeded players, and from the NESCAC facing off against each other. And then Angie Zhu, the number 4 seed, and Sarah Pertzimlidis, the number 5 seed, as we check in on the warm-up on court 1. About 5 minutes away from the start of that match, so we'll be sure to keep track of all 4 semifinals for you. We'll be bouncing around to various courts, checking in as matches get going. And it looks like the warm-up is actually about to start on court 4 as well. That's Tran and Morris. Pertzimlidis, this season very strong in the junior, and actually the oldest in terms of academic years playing in the women's draw. There's been a youth movement in Division III women's tennis this year, and it really shows out here at the singles championships, with Pertzimlidis facing a first year in Angie Zhu, and then Elle Christensen, first year from Tufts, facing off against the sophomore Erica Ekstrand from Williams. So lots of young talent on the women's side in NCAA Division III tennis, and it certainly has borne out here in Orlando this week. And on the men's side, it's actually 3 much more experience, you could say, on the men's side, with a graduate student, a couple of seniors, and then crashing the party, the first-year Mason Tran from Pacific. And so there's many more college matches perhaps under the belt of some of the men's players, but these women's players incredibly talented, and as you can tell by making their way all the way to the semifinals in this year's tournament. There's Sarah Pertzimlidis. Let's see how Pertzimlidis got here to this semifinal. She defeated Erin Storer of Otterbein in the first round, 6-1, 6-1, before knocking off Cassidy Binder of Pacific from Oregon, 6-1, 6-3, and then reached the semifinal with a quarterfinal victory earlier this morning, 6-2, 6-1 over Nina Yi of Pomona Pitzer. So now have to face another Sage Hen and Angie Zhu. And Zhu made her way to this semifinal as the number 4 seed by defeating Claire Coleman of Mary Washington, 6-love, 6-love, and then continued her hot streak by taking out Suzuka Nishino of UT Dallas, 6-love, 6-love, and then won another 6-love set against Josephine Libby of Rochester, but finally dropped a game, the first individual game that she's lost so far in Orlando this week. She also won in the team quarterfinals for Pomona Pitzer, 6-love, 6-love at number 1 singles, but it was a 6-1 second set against Josephine Libby of Rochester as Zhu booked her spot in these semifinals. For the other semifinal, Elle Christensen earlier today knocked off Sylvia Mikos in the quarterfinals, the #1 seed on the women's side from Chicago. That match was 6-3, 7-6. And yesterday it was wins over Rainey Weiss and Sydney Lee of Christopher Newport and CMS, respectively. The first match 6-2, 6-1. The first match 6-2, 6-1. The second match 6-4, 6-1. Erica Ekstrand had to work a little harder in the first round. The only lady so far in these semifinals to have dropped a set. It was against Maria Liven of Pomona Pitzer. There were 3 Sagehens in the women's singles draw this year. Ekstrand, it was 6-1, 0-6, 6-3 over Liven. And then 6-3, 6-love over Taylor Garcia of Washington and Lee. And then earlier today, another 3-set battle. And this time it was Ekstrand getting the better of Olivia Soffer of Babson, 6-1, 5-7, 6-2. Getting a look at Williams head coach Anek Cepeda on hand for this match. Interesting dynamic in most of the season. You have some individual results in the fall generally, but usually there are other players from your team playing in those other individual fall events, and so for the coaches, it must be an interesting balance to now have all of your attention focused specifically on one player playing as opposed to a team match where you got 6 singles matches going on, 3 doubles matches going on. So trying to, at the same time, be helpful, also not be perhaps overbearing to these players who have reached this semifinal stage. On the men's side, we're seeing now Mason Tran and Stan Morris in their warm-up. Let's see how those two got here. For Tran, it was a 6-1, 7-5 victory over Rami Hamidian from Ko in the first round. And then Tran knocked off the #8 seed Chase Cohen from Williams, 6-4, 6-3. And then earlier today, Tran able to pull off another upset, this time taking out James Hopper, the 3 seed from Case Western Reserve, 6-3, 6-3 to book his spot in the semifinal. So has not dropped a set so far. Stan Morris, a little bit more complicated in the second round. We'll tell you about that in a minute, but able to knock off somebody from Luther in the first round, 6-3, 6-3. And then it was a battle yesterday against Aiden Drover-Mattinen of RPI, the two very familiar with each other, having played in the round of 16 in the NCAA team event. Morris was down breaks in the second set twice and was able to come back to win 6-2, 3-6, 7-5. So down a break a couple of times in that final set, able to battle his way back, and Stan Morris, the senior, has made then the semifinals by defeating Johnny Acosta of NC Wesleyan 7-5, 6-3 earlier today. So Tran and Morris able to book their spot in today's semifinal. The sun has come out. There was certainly a threat of rain for much of the day, and in fact raining just a few minutes from Lake Nona, or even you want to say in the parking lot, which is not too far away from here in the Collegiate Center, but the Collegiate Center has stayed dry so far today, and we're going to knock on wood and hope that continues here today as we try to get these singles semifinals in. So each of these players having already played a quarterfinal match earlier today, and it looks like the first match of the day to get started is going to be on court 1. It's Angie Zhu and Sarah Pertzimlidis, Pomona Pitzer against MIT. And I believe it's going to be Pertzimlidis who is going to start us off with the serve. It's a pair of lefties for a spot in tomorrow's final. Good shot and good start from Pertzimlidis, using the cross-court angle backhand to win the first point of today's singles semifinals. Good hustle from Pertzimlidis, but Angie Zhu is there for the swing volley winner. And I just had to watch this morning to watch some of Angie Zhu just to see what is she doing so well, having just dominated the competition here at the USTA National Campus. And get more to that after this point. 15-all. Ooh, that one's just going to dribble over for Pertsimlidis, 30-15. And in watching it, it just seemed that just all around really strong player, hitting her spots, really used this morning in her win against Josephine Libby, used the cross-court angle backhand very well in a couple of points that I saw in that match. So it seems like just moving the ball side to side, using a lot of the court, and then being just overall really solid when she needs to be defensive. And so good offense, good defense generally going to be pretty helpful for you. Pertsimlidis with game points upcoming. Looks like our two other semifinals that have just wrapped up warm-ups are about to get going as well. We'll be sure to track all four courts for you, and we'll be hopping around to watch each of these four semifinals as they get going. Zhu opting to come in off that high ball that she hit. Able to get a swing volley to win the point there, 40-30. Using that high ball to then try to follow it in as opposed to just using it as a defensive shot. Using it in an offensive way. Still a game point for Pertsimlidis here on one. Elle Christensen has tossed the first serve up in her semifinal for Tufts against Williams' Erica Ekstrand. And Mason Tran is serving in the first game against Stan Morris of Middlebury in the men's semifinal. Again, another men's semifinal, but it'll start in warm-up will start in approximately 5 minutes. And you see Zhu using that play with the high ball deep in the court, yeah, up high against Pertsimlidis, and then looking to come in after that. And it's back to deuce here in this semifinal. Unless the opponent wants to take that high ball on the rise, that could be a really interesting play for Zhu throughout this match. There's not a whole lot one can do with that high ball above one's head. You saw Pertsimlidis there opt to take a forehand on the rise, but misses the backhand, and now there's break points for Zhu here in this semifinal. Mason Tran did hold for 1-0 in the first men's semifinal on court 4. These two players, Pertsimlidis and Zhu, did not face each other in the regular season. First time seeing each other. And Zhu does get the break to open the match. I thought a nice adjustment there by Pertsimlidis to take the backhand on the rise, not allowing Zhu to come in off that high ball, but it is Angie Zhu with the first game here in our first semifinal. And let's pop in on court number 2 where there's a changeover after Erica Ekstrand broke to open this match. It's Erica Ekstrand of Williams and Elle Christensen of Tufts. Although these two teams, the Tufts Jumbos and the Williams Eefs, did play each other in the regular season, these two players did not play, as I believe it was Ekstrand who did not play, and it was Ekstrand who did not play in the match against Tufts, but Christensen did, and she was dominant 6-1, 6-1 over the player who did play number 1 for the Eefs on that day. And Ekstrand, of course, the defending NCAA singles champion, won it as a first year last season, and now up 1-0 serving. And we've got another lefty in Christensen, so 3 lefties in the semifinals on the women's side. With a little luck from the net tape there for Ekstrand, 15 love. Already Mason Tran with break points on Stan Morris on court 4. Still haven't had an Isaac Gorelick sighting yet for Tufts. He's the final semi-finalist to come out on court. I'll let you know when that one gets going. That one just misses from Ekstrand in a quick 15 all. Mason Tran does get the break for Pacific of Oregon on court 4. So 2-love for him. We've got breaks on all 3 courts here that are competing so far here in the semifinals early. Men's and women's semifinals from the USTA National Campus in Lake Nona. $15.30 for Christensen here. Both Tufts and Williams out of the NESCAC, New England Small College Athletic Conference, one of the strongest conferences in D3 tennis, both men's and women's sides. Good ball from Christensen there down the line. Getting into that forehand cross court to Ekstrand's backhand pattern, and then awaiting one that sits up for her just a bit, one that she can take down the line. Break points to get back on serve for Christensen. And there's the break for Christensen here in this semifinal. 1-all here on court 2. Jumbos this season. Very strong season for Tufts, ranked number 6 in the country in the final poll, but ended up losing a heartbreaker in the round of 16 of the NCAA tournament to Amherst. Had to go on the road in that to face the number 9 Mammoths and lost a battle of a match 5-4. And then Amherst really put a scare into University of Chicago, the number 1 overall seed on the women's side here in Orlando. It was a 5-3 result for Chicago, who ended up reaching the final, losing to Claremont Mudd Scripps, who are the women's team champions this year. First serve was Let's. Second serve upcoming for Christensen here. Angie Zhu of Pomona-Pitzer was able to consolidate the break on 1, so 2-love there for the Sage Hen. First point of this game to Christensen, 15-love. Ekstrand missing that one in the net and played a 3-setter against Olivia Soffer of Babson. So Ekstrand in both the singles and doubles draws. Got a win in doubles yesterday, as did Christensen. So both these players still live in the doubles. Quarterfinals will be played later today. Strong point construction there from Christensen coming in off the high ball. See it again. Using that forehand down the line, seeing Ekstrand on the stretch. Short reply, easy inside out winner. Although Ekstrand did read it well, was able to get a racket on it. $30 for Christensen here. We'll be carrying the doubles semifinals tomorrow after the singles championship matches. Good return there from Erica Ekstrand. Taking that one early. blasting it hard cross court. Noticing at court one, a little fist pump for Pertsamilidis there, getting up 40-30 in a game, knowing, probably in the back of her mind, knowing the way that Angie Zhu has dominated here in Orlando. Don't want to get behind too much early and let Zhu get rolling. Here in this semifinal, Christensen and Ekstrand. And really good hitting off the forehand wing from Christensen there. And Christensen's fellow Jumbo Isaac Gorlick has him out on court now, and he's warming up for his semifinal against Visnu Joshi, which we'll be tracking as well as that gets going. And by the way, Mason Tran was able to consolidate the break in the other men's semifinal for Pacific of Oregon. It's 3-love there against Stanley Morris of Middlebury. And I wonder if Ekstrand can try to pick on that backhand of Christensen, because the forehand looks mighty strong here in the early going. 2-1 lead for Christensen there, and we're going to get our first look at a men's semifinal. This is Mason Tran of Pacific of Oregon in the near court. Stanley Morris serving in the far court for the Middlebury Panthers. Morris, a senior, part of this quite experienced group of men's semifinalists. The one exception of that being Tran in the near court, who is just a first year, able to make the semifinals of singles here in his first season with Pacific. .40 love for Morris here in this game, trying to get on the board in the semifinal. Morris, another one of those players who played in both the singles and doubles draws, had a loss in doubles yesterday to a team from Trinity, Texas, settles in UN 6-4-7-6. So no longer in the doubles draw. None of these men's semifinalists in the doubles draws. Morris was the only one of the three who made it into the draw and lost in the round of 16 yesterday. Oh, big ball by Tran there. He read very well that Morris was going to go inside in on the forehand and timed it up beautifully and blasted that forehand cross court. You're going to see it one more time as you see Tran. He's going to move over very soon, after, even before Morris hits that. Got to pick one side or the other. He guessed right and was there for the forehand winner. Nice serve by Morris there, and that is a hold for 1-3. We've seen Tran get out to early set leads in just about all of his matches so far here in the individual event. Pacific end of the season ranked number 36 in the country as a team. Tran was 15-3 this spring. 3 of his wins coming here in the singles event. Morris still trying to find the range on the return. Tran has a very quick motion, doesn't wait for that toss very long, and sometimes when there's a difference in the way that different players are serving, it might take a few games to get the timing down on the split step on the return. And so not a problem for Tran here as he's able to break in Morris's first service game. Good ball there from Tran using wide serve and then stepping into that backhand down the line. Good point there from Morris. Solid shots all around. Stan Morris also played in the team event down here with Middlebury, reaching the semifinals before losing to Case Western Reserve. Defeated Johnny Acosta earlier today, NC Wesley in 7-5, 6-3 to reach the semifinal round. Senior from Santa Monica, California. So another West Coast representative along with Pacific from Oregon, even though a lot of East Coast, a lot of NESCAC here on these four courts for the semifinals. Middlebury, of course, out of Middlebury, Vermont in the NESCAC. Second serve from Tran there. Actually, that might have been a first serve after the let, but either way, it's an ace. 40-15 for Tran, looking to stay up a break. Other men's semifinal still hasn't gotten underway, still in the warm-up. Vishnu Joshi and Isaac Gorelick. Angie Zhu was able to break Pertsimlidis again, so it's 3-love, double break for Zhu of Pomona Pitzer on court 1. It's a really nice move from Stan Morris there. Saw the return was great, opted to come in and force Tran to hit a good pass, and passing shot went a little long. Morris, a two-time singles All-American, first team All-NESCAC singles and doubles this year. Morris back to deuce here. Mason Tran of Pacific of Oregon out of the Northwest Conference, and having him here in the semifinals really shows how the Northwest Conference has evolved over the years. The depth of the conference gotten so much stronger. Perhaps always was strong. Whitman was always, or for a long time, really dominated the conference, but George Fox and Pacific, other schools catching up to the Blues. Stan Morris was there, but couldn't quite hit that dropper over the net, and another game point coming for Tran. Morris not happy with himself there, had an opportunity there to get a break point. The Pacific team ranked, ended up finishing second in the Northwest Conference, losing to George Fox in the final. I think it shows even more of the rise of schools like Pacific and George Fox in the Northwest Conference. Christensen leads 3-1 on court 2 in one of the women's semifinals for Tufts over Erica Ekstrand. So that's a break there, 3 straight games. Another nice play from Mason Tran. He really likes that combination, serve wide and the backhand down the line. You see a lot of folks, I'm going to see that again. You see a lot of people try to run around that backhand to get to the forehand, but not Tran. He's very confident in that backhand. Good look at it there. Does a great job stepping into it and flattening it out down the line. 4-1 for Mason Tran of Pacific. Let's hop back over to court 1 where Sarah Pertsimlidis is trying to get on the board against Angie Zhu, trailing 3-love. Zhu serving up double break. Again, we mentioned it earlier, the way that Angie Zhu has just been dominant in her 5th match here in Orlando. Having only lost 1 game in 4+ matches. It's absolutely an incredible run for the first year. From Ann Arbor, Michigan, opting for the sunshine of Southern California. Pomona Pitzer. One just misses, and now Zhu with game point opportunity at 40-30. Zhu was a 4-star, ranked in the top 75 in the 2021 class by Tennis Recruiting Network. Showing how talented she is as a first year for the Sage-Hen program. Again, good point construction from Zhu, getting the short ball, putting it away, and it's 4-love for Pomona Pitzer here on court 1. And Sage-Hen's had 3 singles players in the women's draw. And Zhu played 2 much of the year, number 2 singles, but played number 1 singles here in the quarterfinal matchup against Middlebury, a match the Seichens lost 5-4 in the quarterfinals, and won that match against, I believe it was Brindley Labarge of Middlebury. Wasn't not in the individual event, but playing 1 for a very strong Middlebury women's side, and 6-love for Zhu. Okay, Pertzimlidis looking to get on the board here on 1. Gotta imagine going through her head a little bit the fact that Zhu has been so dominant as a front runner. First point of this game to Angie Zhu. First team All-SCIAC selection this year. Went undefeated in singles 7-0, undefeated in doubles 5-0 against SCIAC competition during the regular season, including 3-0 against rival CMS in singles and doubles. Gotta feel good if you're a Seichen to get go 6-0 overall in singles and doubles combined against the rivals down the street. One just misses from Pertzimlidis. Quickly down love 30 here. Ekstrand was able to break in the other women's semifinal, so she'll serve at 2-3. Isaac Gorlick and Vishnu Joshi, the other men's semifinal, has begun. Joshi beginning the serve there. Angie Zhu. There was a moment where I asked myself yesterday, is Angie Zhu ever going to lose a game? Turns out she was broken once against Josephine Libby of Rochester earlier today. So it was just 6-love, 6-1. Just. That one misses from Pertzimlidis, and love 40 hole here. Just a real dominant postseason for Angie Zhu, playing her best tennis when it matters. Wins in singles in the NCAA team competition. Caltech 6-2, 6-1. CMS 6-1, 6-1. UT Dallas 6-love, 6-love. Redlands 6-1, 6-1. So actually those first 2 matches were the SCIAC championships, semis and finals, and then the last 2 were the NCAA tournament, first, second, and third rounds that I mentioned. In the quarterfinals, 0-0 over Brindley Labarge, and 0-0 in her first 2 matches here, and 0-1 against Libby in the quarters. And it is another break for Angie Zhu. It's 5-love here on court 1. Let's get our first look at the other men's semifinal. Isaac Gorlick and Vishnu Joshi. Joshi with the headband, and from Johns Hopkins, a lefty. Joshi, graduate student from Skillman, New Jersey, and you want to talk about some experience. He's playing in his 4th NCAA singles tournament, the only player to do so this season. There was another player who had played in 3. He's the number 3 seed in last year's event, reaching the quarterfinals. Lost in the first round of the 2019 tournament, and then reached the round of 16 in the 2018 tournament. Using that COVID year to come back for another season and making the most of it here in the semifinals. His best showing in the NCAA singles event. First point of this game to Joshi, facing off against Isaac Gorlick, senior from Tufts. Gorlick out of Weston, Massachusetts, plays for the Jumbos. So Joshi, lots of NCAA singles experience. That could be really helpful knowing routines you want. Of course, each tournament a little different, being held in different sites, but showing his experience by making the semifinals here in this one. A love 30 hole for Gorlick in this, his first service game. Joshi won the first game. Go ahead 1-0 on his serve. Gorlick has had quite a week here in Orlando. Played in the NCAA team event for Tufts, reaching the semifinals. The number 3 ranked Jumbos falling 5-4 to the number 1 ranked Chicago Maroons, the eventual champions in the semifinals. Good serve from Gorlick there, 15-30. Gorlick has been out for playing so many matches this week, but really, he's been the one who's been outlasting his opponents if they've had trouble with the heat. A couple of his opponents have had to retire playing in long 3-set matches, so Gorlick, the legs have been out there a lot. Haven't seen a flinch from the Jumbo so far this week. We'll see if the accumulation of match time has any effect on this match. I would be surprised, knowing and watching Gorlick over the last week or so. Just incredibly fit player. That one skids off the back of the line for Joshi, and there's a break point here. Joshi with straight set wins yesterday in the first round and second round over Skidmore and Swarthmore, and took 3 sets to defeat Anchor of Wesleyan 6-1 in the third in the quarterfinals earlier today. Gorlick dictating with the forehand, inducing the miss from Joshi on the backhand side. Gorlick has played a lot of righties this week and has used that inside out forehand to the lefty backhand, or excuse me, the righty backhand, but that's the lefty forehand. So interesting to see if he mixes that up. He used the cross court there to induce the error. Back to deuce. That time it was Joshi stepping into a backhand. Another break point coming for Vishnu Joshi, Johns Hopkins. Joshi was the number 3 seed in last year's singles championships. Actually lost to Boris Sorkin, I believe, of Tufts in quarterfinals last year. Sorkin was the number 5 seed, Joshi the number 3 seed. Playing another jumbo here. It's time for a spot in the final. Isaac Gorlick staves off the break point. Solid second serve to the backhand of Joshi. Gorlick yesterday avenged what was a really tough loss to Christian Alshon in the NCAA team event by taking out Alshon 6-7, 7-5, 6-3 in the round of 16 here in the singles tournament. And Vishnu Joshi with a beautiful lob there. Return was a short reply, but it stayed low for Gorelick. Made it a tough approach shot. Joshi with lots of time to use that topspin lob. Really good point from Gorelick. Great serve to set up the first forehand, which put Joshi on the run, and then the short reply, Gorelick able to put away. Gorelick went 1-1 in singles in the NCAA team event, coming back from a set and a breakdown against Robert Liu of CMS. Eventually, Liu had to retire at 3-1 in the third. Second serve upcoming with that one just a little wide. And it was an absolute battle of a second set with Christian Alshon in the NCAA team event. And one of the best sets we've seen all week. Gorelick misses that one. Another break point upcoming for Joshi here in the second game. This men's semifinal. Mason Tran still leads up a break. It's 5-2 with Stan Morris of Middlebury serving in the other men's semifinal. Angie Zhu has won the first set 6-love over Sarah Pertzimlidis on court 1 in one of the women's semifinals. Another good serve from Gorelick to save yet another break point. Elle Christensen has a game point for 5-2 in the other women's semifinal. We're tracking all 4 semifinals right now. Joshi a little long on that one, opting to go for the forehand down the line there on what was a bit of a higher ball. Maybe pulling the trigger just a bit soon, and that's easy to do against Gorelick, who gets to a lot of balls. Such a tough player. Of course, at this stage, and really heard coaches talking yesterday, everybody who gets to this tournament is really good. Oh, Gorelick really nicely done. Gets the hold here, and it's 1-all in this men's semifinal. A gutty hold from Gorelick. Let's hop over to the other men's semifinal. It's Mason Tran of Pacific, Stan Morris of Middlebury. Morris serving at 2-5, 30-15. Morris already with a 3-set victory in this tournament. And that one, though, he won the first set. 30-all now. 2 points away from the set for Mason Tran of Pacific, who these two players played each other in the regular season. It was Tran coming out on top 6-4, 6-3 on March 20th. A dual match between Pacific and Middlebury out in California. Many teams opt to take the spring break, go to warmer climates. Some come here to the USTA National Campus. Some opt to head to California to play at Redlands and CMS and Pomona Pitzer. Oh, that's a really good ball from Stan Morris. That was a solid lob from Tran. Morris using, it wasn't quite an overhead, but full extension of the arm and a wrist flick. Able to put it away. Game point for Morris, put the pressure on Tran to serve it out. Mason Tran backhand is so solid, and he loves that backhand up the line. I mentioned it earlier when talking about Gorelick and Joshi, but so many players have just absolutely love and opt to use that inside out, those righties inside out forehand to the backhand. But in this case, I don't know if that's a great play against Mason Tran because of the way he hits that down the line backhand so well. Put yourself out of position by running around to backhand to get to the forehand side. It leaves that forehand court wide open for Tran's down the line backhand. One misses just wide for Tran. Another game point upcoming for Morris. You can also see how confident Tran is on the return. If the second serve comes here, it'd be worth it to see and just pay attention to Tran's court positioning on the second serve return. It's way up there. And we're going to get an opportunity to see that here on Morris's second serve at add-in. See at least 3 or 4 steps Tran takes up, and then he's going to be well into the court hitting this return. That one just misses on the return from Tran, and it is a hold for Morris. And Tran will serve at 5-3, looking for the first set here in this men's semifinal. Angie Zhu of Pomona Pitzer broke Pertzimlidis of MIT in the first game of the second set, already having won the first set 6-love. That's one of the women's semifinals on court 1. Now following men's semifinal action, Mason Tran, Pacific out of Oregon, Stan Morris, Middlebury. That's a good point by Morris. That time was able to step around the forehand and take it inside in, and that might be interesting play from Morris in this match. Instead of opting to get into that inside-out forehand cross, inside-out forehand to Tran's backhand pattern, perhaps taking that one inside in. Although Tran's forehand, of course, very solid as well. I've already seen some backhand down the line winners from Tran in this match. One just misses long. Morris out on the stretch, 15-all. Elle Christensen is held for 5-2 in the other women's semifinal. Four matches all going at once. Each player looking to book a spot. Tomorrow's championship matches, men's and women's. One just missed a little bit long. Morris checking in on the call, and it's confirmed out by the chair. 30-15 for Tran of Pacific, looking to seal up the first set in this men's semifinal. Both players got a little assistance from the net tape, and it's Morris who ends up getting a little bit more assistance. Tran at the net unable to react to that one that bounced high off the tape. Tran also played fellow semifinalist Isaac Gorelick this season, and it was Gorelick coming out with the win 11-9 in a third set super breaker. So 30-all. Small opportunity for Morris here, trying to get back on serve in the first set. Oh, good 1-2 punch there from Tran. Using the serve down the tee to the backhand and then going back behind Morris to that forehand side. We'll have a set point upcoming for Mason Tran. That one misses. Mason Tran takes the first set from Stan Morris of Middlebury, 6-3. We're going to hop over to court 2 now, where Elle Christensen is a few points away from claiming the first set against Erica Ekstrand of Williams. Got fellow jumbos on courts next to each other. Elle Christensen here on court 2 against Erica Ekstrand of Williams, and then Isaac Gorlick, who just held for 2-all against Vishnu Joshi of Johns Hopkins in the men's side. 3 set points, now 2 set points here for Christensen. It's 15-40, Ekstrand serving at 2-5. Christensen in the near court, the lefty trying to take the set. A foot fault called by the chair there. Second serve upcoming for Ekstrand. That one misses, and Elle Christensen takes the first set in this semifinal. First set in the books in both women's semifinals, with Angie Zhu taking it over Sarah Pertzimlidis on court 1, and Elle Christensen over Erica Ekstrand here on court 2. Let's check in on that other women's semifinal. Angie Zhu with a game point upcoming, looking to consolidate the break and go up 2-love in the second after winning the first set 6-love. Angie Zhu has just been on a tear here in Orlando, and it continues. And it is 2-love for Zhu. Pomona Pitzer's Angie Zhu has only lost 1 game in this now. I think if I can do a math right. 9 sets, I believe. And it's been coming for Zhu, it seems. Saw earlier in the postseason how dominant she was. We read some of those stats off earlier. Zhu playing mainly at the number 2 position for Pomona Pitzer this season. Pertzimlidis misses that one. First point of this game to Zhu. Pertzimlidis serving, trying to get on the board. Love 15. Been a really good season for the engineer out of MIT. Just misses on that cross-court angle backhand. Maybe pressing just a little bit with Zhu getting to a lot of these balls. Try to go for a little bit more on cross court, and it was just a little too much. 16-2 this year as Pertzimlidis has won 10 matches in a row. And that 16-2 is in dual matches. Also 18-3 in doubles. Pretty dominant wins for Pertzimlidis early in this tournament as well. Not losing more than 3 games in any set. A miss from Zhu, and Pertzimlidis on the board here in this game. It's 15-30. It's over Otterbeins Aaron Storer 6-1, 6-1 in the first round for Pertzimlidis. Pacific's Cassidy Binder 6-1, 6-3, and then defeated Zhu's teammate from Pomona Pitzer, Nina Yi, 6-2, 6-1 earlier today. The first time she's been down a set here in singles championships. Looking to battle to get herself on the board. Still down 15-30 in this game. Well, that one is just going to drop. Really good hustle from Pertsimlidis as Zhu got herself up in the point by taking that forehand inside out on the rise and taking away the time of Pertsimlidis to get over there. Never lost control of the point. More break points for Angie Zhu. Women's semifinal action. Lake Nona, Florida. Sun has come out, so it is quite warmer than it was for the quarterfinals this morning, where there was a lot of cloud cover and looked like some rain that at first wanted to show up, but then just evaded us, and crossing our fingers that trend continues. Another second serve upcoming for Pertsimlidis. Pertsimlidis fighting hard, staying strong, staving off one break point. Pertsimlidis defeated CMS's Crystal Wand 6-1, 6-3 in the NCAA quarterfinals, and Wand was up a set, 1 point against Sylvia Mikos, who was the #1 seed in the singles tournament in the final of the team event, but then Mikos came back and was up 4-1 in the third. So that 6-3, 6-1 win over Wand is a very impressive one from Pertsimlidis.
On court 10, Mary Washington and Bethel. Mary Washington and Bethel. Those are the women's doubles matches going out at 3 o'clock. For the men's doubles quarterfinals, all 4 matches heading up here right now.
Zhu opting to go to the on-the-rise slice there. Just throwing Pertsimlidis off a touch as Zhu has driven that on-the-rise ball more often, and it's 6-love, 3-love for Angie Zhu. Continues to roll here in this NCAA singles tournament. And we're going to hop over to court 3, where Isaac Gorelick just saved yet another break point against Vishnu Joshi. Continuing to battle the jumbo as Joshi has tried to get the upper hand in this first set, but has yet been able to break through against Gorelick's serve. We're at deuce here at 2-3, Gorelick serving in the near court. Another break point coming for Joshi as Gorelick sails that shot just a bit long. The other men's semifinal in the first game of the second set after Mason Tran of Pacific won the first set against Stan Morris of Middlebury. Gorelick facing yet another break point. Oh, and there's a ball on, comes on the court after miss serve from Morris next door. Second serve opportunity for Joshi. Let's see what the Blue Jay does with the second serve from Gorelick. Gorelick does a really good job getting that second serve to the backhand side. Got a bit of a short reply. Put Joshi on the run right away on the first ball. Back to deuce. This has been an Isaac Gorlick staple this week. Just battles in deuce games. Morse playing ad scoring here in Division III. Another second serve upcoming for Gorlick here. And Joshi really unable to get a clean shot on that backhand return. Shows a little frustration pounding a ball into the net. Gorlick continues to hit that second serve to the backhand side, and it's been effective. Last couple times Joshi hasn't been able to strike it cleanly. It's left the ball short for Gorlick, who's able to take advantage with the first ball. Yeah, Joshi's going to drop that one in really nicely on the lob. Gorlick continues to close hard on the net. Joshi sees that, lifts the lob right over him. See it again. Gorlick gets a solid slice running away from Joshi, but Joshi there. Backhand flick lob successful. Back to deuce again. Gorlick had to do a lot of running to stay in the point there. Did a really good job of getting to a few balls, putting himself back in an offensive position. Game point opportunity coming up for Gorlick. 28-7 on the year. Wins in NCAA tournament first round over TCNJ's Justin Wayne, 6-4, 6-2. Mentioned the 3-set win over Christian Halshon in the second round, and then a 3-set win in the quarterfinals earlier today against Denison's Tim Cianciola. 7-6, 4-6, and then Cianciola had to retire at 2-love with Gorlick up 2-love in the third. Serve sails just a little long. It's a double for Gorlick, and we're back to deuce. And Jizu continuing to apply the pressure. In the women's semifinal on court 1, it's a point for 6-love, 4-love down there. Christensen and Ekstrand, the other women's semifinal, on serve in the second. Christensen of Tufts winning the first set, 6-2. Gorlick up to that one well as Joshi opted for the dropper off the return, trying to bring Gorlick in, get himself a look at a pass. But Gorlick does really well with this one to get up to this one. Get those legs low, get under it. Easy volley put away. Another game point. Fourth match out there is on serve in the second set. Mason Tran won the first set 6-3. The other men's semi over Stan Morris, Middlebury. On serve in the second over there. On serve here in first set. Big hold again for Isaac Gorlick. He's really had to work hard to hold in this match, but he has done so all 3 times, and it's 3-all here in this men's semifinal. Let's check in on court 2. It's one of our women's semifinals. By the way, Angie Zhu did hold for 6-love, 4-love on court 1. Just 2 games away from a spot in the final. Here, Christensen won the first set 6-2, but facing break points at 1-1 here in the second. Saves one of those break points, mixing up the pace by using that high ball. And it is a break for Ekstrand here on court 2. Ekstrand goes up 2-1 as we will change ends here in the women's semifinal against Elle Christensen. Jumbos on side-to-side courts. And we're going to pop over to court 4 where it's an opportunity for Stan Morris. After losing the first set 6-3, it's deuce here. Mason Tran serving 0-1. Morris with a second serve opportunity. And he does well with it, I think, although the ball is called out. Morris can't believe it. It's called out by Tran, and it looks like the chair umpire is going to agree with Tran. Morris saying it's on the line, and Andrew Thompson, the head coach of Middlebury, is going to go over to talk with the chair. Morris showing a lot of frustration with that line call. But it is going to be add in for Tran here to hold serve. Second serve upcoming. And we're back to deuce after the double from Tran. Morris, the number 2 seed in this event, knocked off the number 6 seed, Johnny Acosta, in the quarters. Mason Tran was able to beat the number 3 seed, James Hopper of Case Western Reserve. And a big pass there, 2-shot pass from Morris, using the first one to set up the second one, a big forehand, and a break point opportunity for Stan Morris of Middlebury here in this men's semi. Morris played one for Middlebury all season long, won 3 in a row. Lost in the NCAA team event in singles. The semifinals is Middlebury fell to Case Western Reserve. That was against James Hopper of Case Western Reserve, who I just mentioned. Morris only live in the singles portion after qualifying for both the singles and the doubles. Morris, the number 1 ranked player in Region 1 this season. Looking for the break. There it is. It is a break for Stan Morris of Middlebury. 2-love to Morris here in this men's semifinal as Joshi holds for 4-3 on court 3 in the other men's semi. Let's go over to court 1 where Sarah Pertzimlidis is on the board. We're in a changeover right now. It's 4-1 for Angie Zhu, and she'll serve out of the changeover here in just a bit. Looks like Elle Christensen has points to get back on serve in the other women's semifinal on court 2. Angie Zhu talking with Pomona Pitzer head coach Mike Morgan, formerly head coach at Middlebury. Morgan in his 5th season with the Sage Hens, 47-19 record. Named the 2022 SCIAC Coaching Staff of the Year with assistant coach Jada Hart. It was a really outstanding season for Pomona Pitzer, beating CMS at ITA Indoors and in the SCIAC regular season. First time in, I believe it was 8 years, that Pomona Pitzer was able to beat CMS in the SCIAC regular season and win the SCIAC championship. And it was CMS who outlasted Pomona Pitzer in the SCIAC tournament final, and then it was CMS who rode the momentum from that to really dominate in the NCAA team tournament, winning the Athena's second championship in program history and second in 3 years that they've actually been in the tournament. Again, you see Angie Zhu doing a really good job of taking that ball early, taking time away from Pertzimlidis. Pertzimlidis on the stretch, unable to get to that one on the forehand side. Love for Zhu here in this game, looking to hold to keep a 2-break advantage. Another good job from Zhu. Big inside out swinging volley on the forehand side, and I've been looking for the thing that Angie Zhu has done so well to have this hot streak she's on, and I'm thinking that taking time away might be the thing that stands out the most so far. But that's not to say that she doesn't do some great defensive work. The way she's setting up points, you saw it there. Set up the point. If it's a neutral ball, set up the point with a high ball. Not only does that change up the pace of the point, making it harder on the opponent because you're mixing up speeds, but it also means the ball is higher and then gives her some time to look to be offensive on the next ball by taking it on the rise. 40 love. And she does outlast Pertzimlidis in that point as well. 6 love, 5-1 for Angie Zhu of Pomona Pitzer. 1 game away, sending herself to the national championship match tomorrow. Again, what has been an absolutely dominant performance from Zhu here in Orlando. Pomona Pitzer went 21-3 this year. Zhu ranked number 3 in Region 8, the freshman from Ann Arbor, Michigan. Attends Pomona College. The 4-star recruit is taken well to playing Division III tennis. Great recruit for head coach Mike Morgan. Outstanding class last couple of seasons, a couple of outstanding recruiting classes. Pertzimlidis serving to stay in it. Good point from Pertzimlidis to open up this game, and that time you saw her taking a ball early. We saw her do that a few times early in the match when we were on this court. Pertzimlidis trying to do something similar to what Angie Zhu has been doing of taking the ball early and give Zhu a taste of her own medicine, and I think that's been pretty effective. But it's been hard to keep that consistent throughout this match, it seems. I didn't think that ball was up, but Zhu puts it away anyway. 15 all night, long point, and that time you saw perhaps the addition of the defense alongside the offense that Zhu has brought so far this tournament. Able to keep herself in points, and although she uses that high ball to be also aggressive with it on the second ball, she also uses it to keep herself in points. Combination of offense and defense, it's so effective this week. And a good shot from Simultaneous, taking that early, putting it down the line, inside in, 30-15. It's another long service game for Isaac Gorlick in the men's semi on court 3. Second serve coming for Simultaneous at 30-15. MIT finished number 7 in the nation, losing to CMS, the eventual champion in the NCAA quarterfinals. I mentioned Simultaneous put one of MIT's 2 points on the board with a win at number 1 singles over Crystal Wan, 6-1, 6-3. Actually, I believe she may have also put the doubles point on the board. We'll double check that for you. Goes for the backhand swing volley. Ends up putting it in the net, and as Zhu again uses a high ball, keep herself in the point, mix up the pace, mix up the spins, and then also some very strong offense. Gorlick was able to hold for 4 all men's semi. We were mentioning earlier. Stan Morris consolidates the break on court 4 in the other men's semi, so he's up 3-love after dropping the first set 6-3. The other women's semi, Christensen, has break points to go up 6-4, 6-2, 4-2. And Angie Zhu running around that backhand, taking the forehand early, and that sets up a match point for a spot in the final. Angie Zhu 1 point away. Trying to continue her dominant run. It's hard. At some point, you just have to shake your head. It's really kind of unfathomable how Angie Zhu has come to Orlando. Dominated the competition. Simultaneous, though, stays alive with a beautiful out-wide serve using that lefty hook. Back to deuce. Pretty amazing from the Pomona Pitzer side to have 2 players seeded in the tournament. Maria Liven was the number 3 seed, but fell in the first round to Erica Ekstrand, currently playing in the semifinals. Tough draw when you're the number 3 seed to draw the defending champion in the first round. That was a 3-set battle between Liven of Pomona Pitzer and Ekstrand of Williams. Miss there from Simultaneous on the first ball. Another match point coming for Zhu. And it's certainly not a draw I would want to see as the number 3 seed. Christensen was able to break. So it's 6-2, 4-2 for Christensen serving in the other semifinal. Meanwhile, another match point for Zhu. And Zhu's done it. Angie Zhu, I believe so. That ball was in? Yes, it was. It was in, and Angie Zhu has done it for Pomona Pitzer. She books her spot in the final. 6-love, 6-1 victory over Sarah Simultaneous. And let's see that last shot one more time. Another high ball, another ball taken on the rise by Zhu. Pertsimlidis gets a racket on it, but cannot put it back in the court. Angie Zhu, absolutely incredible run here in Orlando, continues to the final. The number 4 seed is through by a score of 6-love, 6-1. It was a really strong season for Sarah Pertsimlidis, and really an incredible run for her too here in Orlando, getting to the semis without dropping more than 3 games in a set, but he just ran into the buzzsaw that is Angie Zhu. Now we're going to head over to court 2, where Elle Christensen has some game points here. Up 40-15 at 6-2, 4-2. Christensen serving for 5-2. Oh, that one stays on Ekstrand's side of the net. Had a look at the volley. Christensen holds for 5-2 here in the second. 1 game away from booking a spot in the final against Angie Zhu. Head to the changeover, 6-2, 5-2. Stan Morris is broken again in the men's semifinal on court 4. It's 4-love in the second set after losing the first set 6-3. We are going to hop over to 4 briefly to watch a couple points here as Stan Morris serves to try to consolidate his second consecutive break here in the set. 6-3 or 3-6, 4-love for Morris here. Next door in the other men's semi, it's Isaac Gorelick trying to serve to stay in the set, 4-5. Solid serve from Morris, a missed return from Tran. Really, ever since that disputed line call earlier that we were watching from Morris, he has not let up off the gas pedal. And double there. 15 all. Getting one of our first plane flyovers. It's a British Airways plane. We're of course right next to the airport here at the USTA National Campus, and haven't had very many so far this week, so surprise for us there. Used to be a regular thing. I remember my last trip to the national campus. Planes flying overhead, arriving in Orlando. We are going to hop back over to 2, where Erica Ekstrand's going to serve to stay in the match. Vishnu Joshi of Johns Hopkins has 2 set points on court 3 in men's semifinal. Ekstrand serving to Christensen here on 2, looking to stay alive. 15-love for Ekstrand. Wind has picked up a touch here in the last 30 minutes or so. It was pretty calm early in the day. Seems to be blowing in a different direction today, actually. It's blowing a lot from left to right on your screen. During the team competition earlier this week, now seems to be right at Christensen's back in the near court. Oh, it's a really good volley from Ekstrand. A great point. Both players trading blows. Eventually, Ekstrand finds her way into the net and does a beautiful job with that volley. I watch the way that she keeps this volley low, steps into it beautifully, just out of the reach of Christensen. You're able to get part of the frame, but not enough of it. 30-love for Ekstrand, trying to force Christensen to serve it out. Gorlick was able to save the 2 set points on court 3 and now has game point for 5-all. A little bit wide with that shot from Christensen. Ekstrand. 3 game points for 3-5 and looking to stay alive. Another miss from Christensen, but she will serve for the match here. 6-2, 5-3. Christensen is a very strong singles tournament so far, not dropping a set and knocking off the top seed Sylvia Mikos of Chicago this morning. 6-3, 7-6. She did serve for the match against Mikos before having to finish it out in a breaker. Let's see how she does serving for the match here against Ekstrand in the semis. First point strong for Christensen, 15-love. Lefty stepping back to the line, 15-love. Jumbo trying to book her spot in the final. $30-love for Christensen. Was Ekstrand last year on her way to the NCAA Singles Championship. Actually defeated Christensen's current doubles partner, Tilly Rigby, in the second round. Sure, Christensen trying to get some revenge for her doubles partner against Ekstrand in the semifinals. 2 points away. Second serve upcoming. For the first year from Los Angeles, California. Ekstrand from Santa Monica, California. So you imagine these two known each other in the juniors as well. Christensen going for that one down the line. Just hits the tape. Ekstrand continuing to battle, trying to keep herself alive. So Ekstrand being a sophomore and played at Harvard Westlake High School in the LA area. Christensen actually was a part of the 2019 class, was a 5-star recruit, opted to reclassify, I believe, for 2021. He's according to Tennis Recruiting Network. Now as a first year with Tufts, both doing doing what Stan Morris did on the other side. Stan Morris actually went to Harvard Westlake as well, along with Ekstrand, opting to go to the Northeast from sunny Southern California. All 3 NESCAC players is Christensen, not quite on that backhand, again denied by the tape. Christensen's fellow Jumbo Isaac Gorlick continuing to battle, down 4-5 in that service game. Saved many, many set points over there against Vishnu Joshi of Johns Hopkins. 30-all, 2 points away still for Christensen. Ekstrand. Now last Christensen again, 3 consecutive points for the Eve. Ekstrand of Williams with a break point to get back on serve here in the second set. And there it is, Ekstrand is able to break, stays alive in this match against Christensen. 6-2, 5-4 for Tufts Christensen as Ekstrand will serve to stay in it. Let's get a quick look at three. We're still battling in this game. Gorelick just had a game point, but missed a backhand into the net. Vishnu Joshi, I wish I had some, maybe I could try to pull up some stats here to see just how many break points he's had. Oh of 11 break points, Vishnu Joshi. Gorelick has not had a break point yet. And according to the stats provided, Gorelick 64% first serve so far. Just a clear ball. It looks like the flight pattern for the Orlando airport has changed, so we may have planes flying overhead just about every few minutes or so. Joshi with a cross-court backhand winner, using the angle. Another set point coming for Joshi. Break point number 12 in the set. Gorelick has been fighting so hard on his serve the entire set. Can Joshi break through here? Second serve. We've seen Gorelick go to Joshi's backhand on the second serve so far today. It's been very effective, especially in these big points. Let's see if he opts to do the same here. He does go to the backhand, but Joshi is able to close it out on his 12th break point of the set. He breaks 6-4, first set. Vishnu Joshi over Isaac Gorelick on court 3. What a battle that one is sure to be going forward. Back on court 3, where we're checking in on the women's semifinal between Erica Ekstrand and Elle Christensen. Christensen of Tufts receiving in the far court. Up love 15. Trying to break through to the final. So much heart from both players. Christensen outlasts Ekstrand in an extended rally. I believe I just heard Christensen yell, "Fight." Of course, after the big come on, after winning that point. 2 points away again from booking a spot in the final against Anthony Zhu of Pomona Pitzer. Three match points coming up for Elle Christensen of Tufts. Oh, that one just misses into the tape. Ekstrand stays alive for one more point. Very impressive fight from the Williams sophomore. Beat Maria Liven of Pomona Pitzer in the first round in 3 sets, then Washington Lee's Taylor Garcia in straights, and then Olivia Soffer of Babson in 3 sets earlier today. It was another great match. Ekstrand Still has to save 2 more match points. Oh, and Ekstrand stays alive. Christensen built that point so well. Ekstrand, 1 extra ball. Christensen misses the backhand swing volley. But this backhand up the line, really impressive. Look at the hustle from Ekstrand. Christensen opts to go back to the backhand side. And then that one sails a little wide. Trying to go behind Ekstrand, perhaps to change things up, but Ekstrand up to the challenge. 1 more match point here. 5-4 in the second. Oh, another miss from Christensen, and Ekstrand saves all 3 match points from down love 40. Goodness. What battle from the defending NCAA singles champion. Both of these players, first team all NESCAC selections. 2 of the best the NESCAC has to offer. What is an outstanding tennis conference. Both the men's and women's sides. And a couple of NESCAC players in the men's semifinals on the courts next to these 2. One of them will represent the conference in the final. Oh, just unbelievable from these 2 women. My goodness. A long extended rally, one of the longest we've seen all week. And eventually it's Christensen taking the backhand down the line again. This time it's off the line for a winner, and it sets up another match point. Ekstrand doing a really good job just using the wind at her back, although it's really died down here the last few moments. And those high balls in the court, forcing Christensen to hit some big shots to win points. 4th match point for the Jumbo. Ekstrand saves another one. Just continuing to stay really, really solid in this game. Knowing that the pressure is on Christensen to finish this off, just putting the match on Christensen's racket. Not to say that Ekstrand isn't putting some solid balls in play, of course, but it's just that ability to stay so solid. Not doing anything special, not going for any lines. A lot of middle of the court balls. Very solid stuff from Ekstrand to stay alive here. Back to deuce. Oh, good retrieving from Christensen. Good point all around, and it's Ekstrand again. This time she'll have a game point. Both of these women putting everything they have into each of these points. Understandably, some heavy breathing going on here on court 2. Reaching approximately 90 degrees here in Orlando. Sun is out. Breeze has died down. Even warmer down on court level. First game point for Ekstrand to hold for 5-all. Ekstrand does hold, and it's a big come on from the Williams sophomore, who holds for 5-all here in the second set, stays alive, saving 4 match points. Understandable drink of water needed for Christensen, who had 4 opportunities to close it out there. Instead, it's Ekstrand, defending champ, stays alive to play another point. Also tracking the 2 men's semifinals. Vishnu Joshi with a break point on court 3 against Isaac Gorelick, already having won the first set 6-4. Stan Morris held for 1-0 in the third set on court 4 after winning the second set 6-love. Really nice point from Christensen stepping into the court. To imagine that is going to be a nice play for her here the next few games. Ekstrand being down match point has just stayed very solid, forced Christensen to put away the ball. And that time she was able to do it with the swing volley. I wonder if that's going to be the play going forward that could help her close out the match in 2. Another big one down the line from Christensen. We've seen many of those down the line backhands end up as winners. She had won beautifully on one of the match points, but Ekstrand was able to track it down. If you're looking for any of the doubles quarterfinals, USDAnationalcampus.com/NCAA has streaming for that. We're focusing on the single semifinals today. We'll start with the doubles in tomorrow's semifinals. .30 love for Christensen here in this 5-all game. .30-15 after the unforced error from Christensen. Both of these players top 50 in their respective tennis recruiting network classes. Both 5-star recruits. great gets for the respective programs. Christensen for Tufts. Ekstrand for Williams. I have to imagine this will be a rivalry for many years to come. Ekstrand is a sophomore, Christensen a freshman. That one misses from Ekstrand. 40-15, 2-game points upcoming for Christensen. And it is yet another long hold with breakpoint save for Isaac Gorelick on the court next door. That one misses, and Christensen does hold for 6-5 here. One game away once again. This time it'll be receiving again to see if she can put this match away. 6-2, 6-5 for Christensen in this women's semifinal. Good job by Kate Bayard there, the head coach. Get that towel on Christensen. Heat ratcheting up here in Orlando. We're going to just chime in on court 4 here for a moment because Stan Morris of Middlebury has won 8 consecutive games and is now up a break 2-love in the third set against Mason Tran of Pacific. 15-all here in this game after the double from Morris. Stan Morris has come back after losing the first set 6-3 and has won those 8 consecutive games, and perhaps it's linked, or at least I don't know what. Have added something extra for Morris. There was a line call dispute at one point, and first game of the second set. Lost a game since. Ooh, that one hits the tape but stays on Tran's side of the net. 35 for Morris. Ekstrand getting ready to serve to stay in the match on court 2, and we are going to head back over there now. Ekstrand serving at 5-6 in the second set, looking to stay in the match. First point, Ekstrand. Ekstrand also a first team All-NESCAC double selection in addition to the singles, as was Christensen. Had their names all over the top honors in one of the top conferences in Division III. Just missed a little wide. Oh no, that's overruled by the chair. It's going to be called in. So it's 15-all in this game. Ekstrand can't believe it. Thought it was wide. Christensen was questioning the call, and chair umpire says it hit the line. So it's a big point. Instead of 30-love, it's 15-all. And a second serve opportunity for Christensen on the return. Christensen beautifully opts for the drop shot. Ekstrand very strong on the defense. One of the first drop shots we've seen in this match from either player. Christensen using it to perfection there. Setting up another opportunity, 15-30, 2 points away. Remember, she's had 4 match points so far in this match. That time it's Ekstrand changing the direction and doing so beautifully to set herself up for the volley. Took that forehand down the line against the pattern. Gives herself a short ball, comes in. Volley put away very nicely. 30 all now. Again, these exchanges and very lengthy in this match. Ekstrand has been the one to just stay solid, stick with the pattern that's in the flow of the match. That time changing things up at a moment where she needed to. 30 all. But again, it's Ekstrand being the aggressor. This time with a backhand down the line. Christensen on the full stretch, can't get to it. Let's see it again. Opting for the down the line there. Ripped it for the winner in what was a huge moment in this match. Ekstrand stepping up her game when it matters most, trailing. Now with a point to force a second set tiebreak. Second serve coming. Ekstrand does hold 6 all, second set to a tie break. We go on court 2. Checking in on the 2 men's semifinals. Isaac Gorelick with a break advantage on court 3 against Vishnu Joshi of Johns Hopkins. After dropping the first set 6-4, and Stan Morris continues to roll on court 4. It's 4-love in the second set there. Both players spending a little time with the coach, a little time trying to cool off, if only for a moment, for this critical second set tiebreaker. Where Christensen served for the match at 5-3, but she also served for the match against Sylvia Mikos in the quarterfinals earlier today. Was able to close it out in the second set tiebreak. First point of the breaker to Christensen. Stepping inside the court to hit a cross-court forehand winner. Although she's been the aggressor for much of the time we've been watching here in this second set, Ekstrand has upped her offensive game in the last few games when she's needed it most to stay alive in this match. Oh. Oh, just an absolute battle from these two competitors. Oh, and that was an incredibly physical point. Both players winded after that one. Ekstrand taking an extra breather behind the court. Understandably so. An incredibly physical point in what has been an incredibly physical match. I think she might be calling for a medical timeout. 2 love in the breaker. The heat has ratcheted up, and Ekstrand's heading to her seat. It's only 2 love in the breaker, so not a changeover. We got to see the end of that point. I mean, both players running down so many balls. Eventually, it's Ekstrand who concedes, trying to hit a big one up the line. So I think Ekstrand's going to call for the trainer, and we'll keep you updated on that. Hopefully she's okay and needs to cool down a bit, and we'll be fine to continue. We're going to hop over to court 4, where Stan Morris is just 1 game away from completing a comeback victory, and would be quite the scoreline if he's able to do it. Lost the first set 6-3, won the second 6 love, is up 5 love in the third. Trying to book his spot in tomorrow's championship match. Miss volley there from Tran. It's 15-all in this game. Mason Tran out of Pacific won the first set. This plays for the Boxers out of Forest Grove, Oregon. About 20 miles west of Portland. Pacific University. Stan Morris, the senior, trying to eliminate in this game the first year who has crashed the experience party. That one misses, and 2 points away is Morris. Morris, a senior. Tran, the first year, and then next door, Vishnu Joshi, graduate student, and Isaac Orlick, senior. So experience has really played here in the NCAA singles tournament. Of course, Tran bucking the trend. Morris 2 points away from reaching the final. Now 1 point away. That forehand sails long from Mason Tran, and Stan Morris has match points. Would be Morris's second 3-set win of the tournament. He's also won 2 straight set matches. Match point for Morris. And that misses wide, and it's Stan Morris reaches the NCAA singles championship match, winning it 3-6, 6-love, 6-love over Mason Tran of Pacific. Congratulations to Stan Morris, the senior, who will play for the NCAA singles title tomorrow. Noon start for both singles finals here at the USTA National Campus. It's been quite a week for Morris, who also reached the team semifinals. Meanwhile, on the court next door, on court 3, Isaac Gorlick has held for 5-1 here in the second set over Vishnu Joshi after losing the first set 6-4. And Gorlick, who also reached the team semifinals, but with Tufts, trying to even this match at 1 set apiece. So the number 2 seed in the singles draw through to the final, Stan Morris. 2 unseeded players, Vishnu Joshi, Isaac Gorlick, looking to join him. Erica Ekstrand has come out of the medical timeout on court 2. He is bouncing around back behind the court. That's a good sign. Looks like she'll be able to continue after taking that medical timeout. She's trailing 2-love in the second set tiebreak to Elle Christensen, who is trying to finish the match. Ooh, that one just misses from Gorlick, trying to hit the winner down the line, trying to put himself in that advantage. It looked like Ekstrand just had a moment there in the grass behind the court. Ekstrand serving at love 2 in the tiebreaker here, and again, mentioned it. Mentioned it when the medical timeout was taken. An incredibly physical match in the hot Orlando sun. Ekstrand to serve, love 2, second set tiebreak. Christensen won the first set 6-2. Had a chance to serve out the match at 5-3 in this set. Wasn't able to convert. Ekstrand upping her level. See how the medical timeout affects both players. Just misses off the backhand there from Christensen, looking to take it up the line. Ekstrand holds, but Christensen still up the mini break here in the tiebreaker. Just deep on that defensive slice return from Ekstrand, who tried and trying to keep herself in these rallies with the defense. Also saw her for a moment try to sneak into the court to see if she could take one on the rise. Ended up retreating back, playing more defense, extending these long rallies between these two. Christensen holds first point on her serve, looking for one more here at 3-1. Another point for Christensen. She holds on to her end of the bargain. (4-1). Second set tie break. Next strand's going to take a moment with Onyx Cepeda. Think about what she wants to do here with this next serve, and in all honesty, perhaps take a little extra time. Just took a medical timeout a moment ago, dealing with these hot conditions here in Orlando. Playing her 4th match in 2 days, well, 5th match if you include doubles yesterday. She's still alive in the doubles, as is Christensen on the other side of the net. Next strand had a much tougher road to this match than Christensen over the last few days, in terms of score lines anyway. Oh, Ekstrand just running everything down. Exhausted after the point. Hits the winner off the backhand wing. Tracking down so many tough balls from Elle Christensen, and then this one sits up just enough for Ekstrand to step into it. And they will change ends here at 4-2. They have Ekstrand a moment with her coach. A moment to breathe. Ekstrand having played 2 extra sets, 2 sets more than Christensen had. Took Ekstrand 3 sets to take out Maria Live at Pomona Pitzer yesterday, 6-3 in the 3rd. And then a 3-set battle against Olivia Soffer Babson, the number 8 seed, 6-2 in the 3rd. Ekstrand getting some ice for the back of the neck. Very smart. Ice buckets, ice bags, coolers, you name it. Players will use just about everything. Umbrellas, of course. A little shade, although there's a moment of shade here as a cloud passes over the Collegiate Center at the USTA National Campus. Good to see Ekstrand running back to the side. It's Erica Bayard, the head coach of Tufts, giving a few words for Elle Christensen. I wonder, we saw Christensen go to the drop shot once in a key moment earlier. Ekstrand serving at 2-4 in the tiebreak. Wonder if that drop shot will sneak in again here. Christensen's done a good job moving Ekstrand side to side. The up and back movement, not as much in this match. 2-4 in the breaker. Ekstrand again, outlasting Christensen in a rally, holds her 2 serves. 4-3 in the tiebreak, both women moving slowly between points, conserving as much energy as possible. Second set, after Christensen won the first 6-2. Christensen up a mini break. Got the mini break in the second point of the tiebreak and has held on to it thus far. That one just misses, confirmed by the chair. 5-3 for Christensen. Another absolute grind of a rally. Meanwhile, next door in the second men's semifinal, Isaac Gorelick has won the second set against Vishnu Joshi, so that one's going to a third set. Christensen, along with Gorelick, plays for Tufts. Christensen looking to avoid a third set, 2 points away. Had 4 match points earlier in this match. Christensen ready to play 5-3. Oh, Extra unable to run that one down. Back to neutral. Big forehand down the line from Christensen sets up match points. Using the cross-court angle to open up the court, and then sends a big one down the line. There's the court opener. Steps up to just absolutely drive that one through the court. These two women putting on a show here in the semifinals. Ekstrand has been so good with her back against the wall. And it's back to against the wall again. Ekstrand taking an extra moment behind the court. Here she emerges. Looks up at the sun. 3 match points for Christensen. This one, her 5th. Ekstrand being the aggressor when she needs it most. Playing just unbelievable tennis under the most pressure. You can see how Ekstrand won the NCAA singles title last season as a first year. And if Christensen can win this match, it'll be a first year this year as well. Angie Zhu of Pomona Pitzer already through to the final. 6-0, 6-1 over Sarah Partzen-Lemus. Another match point for Christensen. There it is for Elle Christensen, who outlasts Erica Ekstrand in an NESCAC battle in the semifinals. Both women coming to the net after what was an incredibly physically taxing match. Christensen 6-2, 7-6 over the defending singles champion Erica Ekstrand. What an outstanding competitors. Both players are just outstanding match all around. Christensen, Ekstrand, NESCAC competitors who are going to be seeing a heck of a lot more of each other over the next few years. Eventually, this time, it is Christensen who gets the best of Ekstrand. 6-2, 7-6. Completing the women's singles final, which will take place tomorrow at noon. And we would hop over to court 3, but currently we are awaiting the third set to start there. And we're actually going to take a quick breather here on NCAA.com, but we'll be sure to come right back for the third set of Isaac Gorelick and Vishnu Joshi. Three final spots have been already sealed. It'll be in the women's final tomorrow. Elle Christensen of Tufts against Angie Zhu of Pomona Pitzer. Stan Morris, the number 2 seed on the men's side, has already reached the final. Who will be the next one? Stay with us. We'll be right back here on NCAA.com.
No. So that's it. I didn't even look. No, he's one round of doubles tomorrow.
Welcome back to the USTA National Campus. Luke Tanaka with you here in Lake Nona, Florida. Final set, final spot in the championship match on the line for singles. Vishnu Joshi serving in the far court, Isaac Gorelick returning in the near court. First point goes to Gorelick. Joshi had many break opportunities in the first set and was finally able to capitalize in the final game, 10th game. Gorelick won the second set 6-2. Here we are, playing a third for a spot in the final. Another big return from Gorelick. And to keep that momentum going from that 6-2 second set very quickly. Door open here in Joshi's first service game of the third. We also have doubles action going on the courts around us. If you're interested in watching that, USTAnationalcampus.com/NCAA has the USTA campus link for you to watch. Nice overhead there by Joshi. Hit a solid first one. That second one was tough. Backpedaling. Back in the court. Able to get behind it, put it away. We'll have the double semifinals for you tomorrow after the singles championship matches. You're on NCAA.com. Thirty all now as that backhand just misses a little wide from Gorelick. We meet these two players, Vishnu Joshi for the number 12 Johns Hopkins Blue Jays. Won first round over Zachary Portnoy of Skidmore 6-4, 6-2. Then knocked off Charlie Forrest of Swarthmore 6-4, 6-1. The second round before winning a three-set quarterfinal against Peter Anker of Wesleyan earlier this morning. 3 straight points for the Blue Jay sets up game point. Joshi 15-2 on the year in singles, 12-2 in dual matches. He's won 8 in a row coming into this match. Got his 60th career win earlier this morning. Big serving from Joshi. That's a strong hold from Love 30. We'll change ends at 1-0 here in the third. All the other semifinals are completed. If you're just joining us, another men's semifinal. It was Stan Morris of Middlebury coming out on top. 3-6, 6-love, 6-love over Mason Tran of Pacific University. Our women's semifinals, Angie Zhu of Pomona Pitzer wins 6-love, 6-1 over Sarah Partsimlidis of MIT. And then Elle Christensen outlasting Erica Ekstrand and the defending singles champion in what was an absolute battle between the two NESCAC competitors. 6-2, 7-6 in that one. So it'll be 2 first years, second year in a row on the women's side that it'll be a first year winning the National Singles Championship after Ekstrand is a first year won it last year. Christensen and Zhu both first year players for their respective programs. Zhu for Pomona Pitzer, Elle Christensen for Tufts. So Isaac Gorelick will serve 0-1 in this first set. Or excuse me, third set. Gorelick got his 28th win of the season earlier this morning against Tim Cianciola of Denison. A lot of as opposed to the women's side, where there's a lot of there's a youth movement at the moment on D3 women's tennis. Experience is paying off here in the men's side. First point to Joshi of the Blue Jays. Joshi is playing in his 4th NCAA singles tournament over his career. That one just misses. Gorelick now in a love 30 hole, much like Joshi was in the first game of the set. A very rare feat for NCAA singles tournaments, and for Joshi 2018, 2019, 2021, 2022, obviously with the COVID-19 pandemic canceling the 2020 tournament. So Joshi, a graduate student at Johns Hopkins. Gorelick battles, get his first point of the game, 15-30. If you've watched at all so far this week, you'll know a little something about Isaac Gorelick grit. If you don't, we'll be sure to inform you about that here in a moment. More than I could say before this first serve. Second serve opportunity for Joshi here, who had a heck of a time trying to break Gorelick in the first set. Eventually did to win the set 6-4. Took him 12 break opportunities. Another solid serve from Gorelick. He's used that second serve down the tee on the ad side to save many break points in today's match. Very effective once again right there. Haven't seen Joshi make an adjustment on that backhand return yet. 30-all now. That one was just long. It certainly looked long from up here. Broadcast perches right over this court 3 here at the USTA National Campus Collegiate Center. Joshi with the big backhand. Steps into that backhand cross court. It is going to be a break opportunity for Joshi here after Gorelick really hit that one tough, but then allowed this one to sit up just enough for Joshi to read it, step into it, put it away. Break point at 30-40. Strong first serve to set up the next two big forehands for Gorelick. And it's really been Gorelick on those kinds of points all week. Starting on Monday of this week. It feels like ages ago with the amount of tennis that we've seen here at the USTA National Campus in the NCAA team quarterfinals. Coming back from a set and a breakdown to beat Robert Liu of CMS. Oh, just misses that one short. Tried to, pretty good play, good idea. Looking for the short slice after hitting that deep pin to Joshi's forehand. Joshi up to the challenge. Again, another break point for the Blue Jay. And again, Gorelick saves another break point. Just continuing to battle when his back's against the wall. Seems like that's when he plays his best. That one really put Joshi out of position and then steps up to hit the winner inside out. Gorelick's week continued against Christian Elshon of Chicago in the NCAA team semifinals. Had some strong opportunities with Elshon battling cramps in the second set tiebreaker, but Elshon able to win that tiebreak and win the match for Chicago 5-4 on Chicago's way to the team title. Again, Joshi really timing up the serve well on the return here the last few points. Of another break opportunity. And naturally, Gorelick, after playing Elshon in the team event, drew him in the second round of the singles event. Lost the first set, 7-6, was able to come back, win 7-5, 6-3 in the next two sets to advance over #1 seed. Another big serve. Mixing it up that time, going to the forehand side on the first serve. Caught Joshi off balance. So Gorelick wins in the first round over Justin Wayne of TCNJ, 6-4, 6-2. Win against UChicago's Christian Elshon, the #1 seed, 6-7, 7-5, 6-3. And then win the three-set win over Tim Cianciola, 7-6, 4-6, 2-love. Retire when Cianciola had to retire. First game point coming up for Gorelick as that slice stays low. The second set against Christian Elshon in the NCAA team event was one of those moments where obviously you're tracking the other courts as Elshon and Gorelick were in the second set. Every time I looked over, it seemed like they were still in a 3-2 game, still in the 4-3 game, just the longest deuce games. And Gorelick is able to hold 1-all. Patented Isaac Gorelick gritty hold. Here for the Tufts Jumbos NCAA singles semifinals. Find shade anywhere you can get it. Isaac's found some over there in the corner. 1-all, third set. Winner to the NCAA championship match will be against Stan Morris of Middlebury, who won his semifinal in 3 sets, coming back. Chair umpire maybe asking for a new ball. It looks like they just opened new balls to open this set, and the last one went into the lake that sits behind Gorelick's side of the court, far side of the court. The chair umpire asking for an extra ball, and hey, any sort of breather that the players can get is a welcome sign today. It's well over 90 degrees. It's in the Florida humidity. Not an easy day to be out there on the hot courts. When you're battling for a spot in the NCAA championship match, makes it worth it. Isaac Gorelick has played a lot of matches this week, but Haven't seen him affected by the heat yet, as many of his opponents have been, it seems. Got a new ball in play now to replace the one that ended up in the lake. Joshi serving now at 1-all, the third-ranked player in Region 3. Gorelick, fourth-ranked in Region 1. Solid inside-out forehand from Gorelick to start this game. Seeing if he can do what he did in the second set and get an early break. Now a love 30 opportunity for Gorelick of Tufts. Attempting to make it an all NESCAC final here on the men's side. On the women's side, one NESCAC, actually a Tufts Jumbo L. Christensen into the final. So not only trying to make it an all NESCAC men's final, but also trying to make it 2 NESCAC players in the final. Still a long way to go, but a love 30 opportunity here on Joshi's serve. Forehand sails along for Gorelick. 15-30 for Joshi now. Wins over UC Santa Cruz, Cal Lutheran, Carnegie Mellon, Mary Washington, Swarthmore twice, and NC Wesleyan for Joshi this season. And breakpoint opportunities coming for Gorelick. Joshi really like the idea. Swing him wide with the lefty serve. Try to put that next ball down the line to the open court. Unable to complete the pattern there. $15.40. 2 opportunities for an early break here in the third for Gorelick. And able to save one is Joshi with this great serve. Really good spot with the serve. Gorelick looking to run around the backhand on the return. Joshi puts that serve out wide. Gorelick off balance, missed the return wide. 1 break point saved. And it is a break for Isaac Gorelick. Gorelick breaks for 2-1 early in the third. Similar time to when he broke early in the second set. We'll change ends, 2-1 for Gorelick. He'll serve out of the changeover here in just a couple minutes. While we're here in the changeover, it's apt to honor some of the All-Americans. They have claimed All-America status here by virtue of a first-round win or being a top 8 seed in singles at the NCAA championships. Christian Alshon, the number 1 seed from University of Chicago. Isaac Gorelick, who you're watching right now in the semifinals. Tim Cianciola of Denison. Ian Yee of Kalamazoo. Charlie Forrest of Swarthmore. Vishnu Joshi, again watching him right now, of Johns Hopkins. Peter Anker of Wesleyan, Robert Liu of CMS, who was the number 4 seed in the tournament. Hunter Bejoit of Southwestern University out of Texas. Mason Tran, Pacific from Oregon. Cameron Crimble, Trinity, Texas. Chase Cohen of Williams, Tristan Bradley of Bowdoin, James Hopper, Case Western Reserve, John Zukowski, Wisconsin Whitewater, Johnny Acosta, NC Wesleyan, Aiden Drover Matanon, RPI, and Stan Morris, Middlebury. Congratulations to NCAA men's singles All-Americans. There are others as well, and others who have already gotten All-America honors by virtue of fall results, but those All-Americans able to claim it here at the NCAA Singles Championships in Orlando. Gorelick to serve, up a break, 2-1. You wonder, Gorelick has had, it's been quite gritty, most of the holds that Gorelick's had. You wonder if that changes at all up a break. First point. Some welcome shade as the sun hides behind a cloud for just a moment. Strong hitting from both players. Eventually it's Joshi who opts for the drop shot, bailing out of the rally. Misses in the net. 30 love for Gorelick here in this 2-1 game. Both players still looking solid out in the heat out there. Both bouncing around. It sends a message to both yourself and the opponent that you're here for the long haul. Another good first serve by Isaac Gorelick. That's 2 consecutive on the deuce side that resulted in service winners. Gorelick up 40 love in this game. Could it potentially be an easy hold for Gorelick? Not something we've seen a whole lot of, at least while we've been watching his matches so far here in Orlando. Oh, and that's missed as that one hits the tape. Gorelick will take it. 3-1 for the jumbo here on court 3. Let's look at it again. That was a really first shot to set it up, and then that backhand was big, and Gorelick just got to it with the squash shot, and that just sat up for Joshi, and I just don't know if maybe he wasn't quite sure what he wanted to do with it. Did he want to drop it short? Did he want to push it long, and then eventually ended up pushing it too long? Sometimes when you have that much time to think about a shot, it actually works against you. Now Joshi serving at 1-3. Good first serve. See both players here in the last few games able to make more first serves. Makes holding so much easier. Another big first serve from Joshi. Joshi, graduate student, Skillman, New Jersey, Montgomery High School. 3-time singles All-American, now 4-time 2018, 2020, 2021, this year. Played in the 2019 singles tournament, but didn't make it out of the first round. Another big serve for 40 love. Joshi quickly to the line, ready to play. 40-love point. 4 first serves and 4 points for Joshi. Really well done in that service game. Holds. Gorlick still up a break here, 3-2 in the third. Want to take a moment here during this changeover to honor the singles All-Americans on the women's side who have earned All-America honors in singles this year by virtue of their results or seeds here at the NCAA Tennis Championship. Sylvia Miko, Chicago, #1 seed overall on the women's side. Samantha Wong of UT Dallas. Hannah Kasey of Case Western. Sydney Lee, CMS. Elle Christensen, who reached the final earlier today, will play for the singles title tomorrow. Maria Liven, Pomona Pitzer, Erica Ekstrand, Williams, Taylor Garcia, Washington and Lee, Olivia Soffer from Babson, Sabrina Tang from Grinnell. All-time leader in singles wins in a single season for Grinnell was Tang this year. Over 30 wins. Josephine Libby of Rochester, Crystal Wan of CMS, Suzuka Nishino, UT Dallas, Angie Zhu, who will play against Christensen of Tufts in the singles final tomorrow. Zhu from Pomona Pitzer, Cassidy Binder, Pacific of Oregon, Sarah Pertsimilidis, MIT, Sarah Yang, Carnegie Mellon, Nina Yi, Pomona Pitzer, 3 singles All-Americans for the Sage Hens this year, and Jackie Buxton of Amherst, who had an incredible year for the Mammoths this season. Congratulations to all those who have earned All-America honors. So I have doubles All-Americans. There's some doubles going on the other courts if you're interested in that. USDANationalcampus.com/NCAA for coverage of the doubles quarterfinals. Gorlick serving at 3-2. First serve misses a little long. Both players held at love in their last service games. That one misses from Gorlick as he wound up for that one after playing some strong defense to keep himself in the point. A 15 on Gorlick's serve here. Up a break, 3-2 in the third. Took Joshi 12 break points to eventually break through in the opening set with that 6-4 result, and then Gorlick broke early in the second, kept his advantage, broke again for 6-2. Oh, a strong serve off the back of the line, a miss hit on the return from Joshi. Gorlick finds himself in a love 30 hole. Joshi with one of those put your hand up to apologize deals, but in all reality, even putting the racket up and apologizing, but it's something you'll take here at this stage of the third set. Oh, really good hustle from Gorlick. He ran around that forehand. Joshi did a good job of redirecting it cross court to the open court. Gorlick somehow gets to this one here. Really good backhand from Joshi. Gorlick, he has to place a hand down to keep his balance. Joshi at the open court. Gorlick just enough on that last ball to make it a little difficult for Joshi. It's a big point for Gorlick now, 15-30. Yeah, big from Isaac Gorlick there down the line. Joshi finding some range on the return of Gorelick's serve. Able to put a couple of solid returns in play. Gorelick, steady, strong, gritty. 30 all. Big ace down the tee, Gorelick. Great serve. He's been sending a lot of serves to Joshi's backhand. Mixes it up with the flat one down the tee. From love 30, now 40-30. Chance to hold for 4-2. Joshi misses the volley. Gorelick, I think, did a really good job of putting that first shot, the one that Joshi approached on, in the middle of the court. Give less angle for Joshi to come in. And then just slice that one, and that passing shot, and Joshi unable to convert the volley. It's 4-2 for Gorelick here in the third set. Winner books a spot in the NCAA Singles Championship match to be played tomorrow at noon alongside the women's final. We'll have that for you on NCAA.com, just like the double semis and finals to follow. Oh, Gorelick tries the drop shot. Good idea. Set up the point really beautifully. Joshi grinds to get an extra ball back in. First point to Joshi here at 2-4. Smart play by Joshi there. First time we've seen him go to the dropper. Inside the court. Little push drop shot. Didn't need to be too good. Just need to be in the court and short. 30 love for Joshi. Gorelick, a senior from Weston, Mass. Entered Tufts as a 3-star recruit in the top 150 of the 2018 class. Joshi on the other side, 4-star recruit, top 100 in the 2017 class. Taking advantage of the COVID year as Joshi to come back and play another season, playing another NCAA singles tournament, his 4th. Joshi again, solid point construction, opened up the court, saw Gorelick on the stretch, came in, put away the volley. He's going to put Gorelick on the stretch with this forehand right here. And as soon as he sees Gorelick go to the slice grip, starts to move his way in, does well with the backhand volley. Second straight routine hold for Joshi. He still trails Down a break. So we had 4-3. Got some doubles action around the courts, but while we have a moment, how about the doubles All-Americans? We've been going through the All-Americans and changeovers here. Christian Alshon, Derek Shea, Chicago. Daniel Lee, Abi Ramareddy, Wash U. Hao Nguyen, Christian Settles, Trinity, Texas. Stan Morris, David Villas, Middlebury. Andrew Esses, Nolan Shaw of Emory. Moses Hutchinson, Andrew Watson of University of Mary Washington. Jack Bulger, Tim Cianciola of Denison. Chase Cohen, Matt Candle of Williams, and James Hopper, Jonathan Powell of Case Western. That on the men's side. The women's side, Nikolina Batushvili and Alicia Chulani of CMS. Erica Ekstrand, Yui Ishikawa of Williams. Kaylin Fronte, Sasha Gaith of Wesleyan. Abby Mokhtar, Lauren Quinn of Mary Washington. Grace Rearman, Sydney Rott, Bethel. Elle Christensen, Tilly Rigby, Tufts. Anna Christina Perez, Christina Watson, Emory. Maria Liven, Nina Yee, Pomona Pitzer. Hannah Gassay and Lily McCloskey of Case Western Reserve. Shiana Guo, Sylvia Mikos of Chicago. Congratulations to all of the All-Americans earning that status here. The NCAA Singles and Doubles Championships here at USTA National Campus, which has been an absolutely wonderful sight. The Division III National Championships. Lots of comments from coaches on both sides who, on all the coaches who have interviewed so far have talked about how special the site has made these championships this year. First serve for Gorelick. First point. Serving 4-3 here in the third. Up a break. Got that break in the 1-all game. Another big point from Gorelick. Set up the point really, really well. Put away the forehand down the line. Up 30-11. Pressure pack service game at 4-3. Another big serve from Gorelick. Isaac Gorelick, senior, playing well in the big moments. 40 love after last time being down love 30 in a service game. Good approach shot, good idea to come in. Not quite on the volley from Gorelick as Joshi holds steady. 40-15. One of the first times we've seen Gorelick come in here in this third set. Had the opportunity after his slice skipped off the back of the line to get that short ball to come in on the approach shot. Oh, it's a really good combination. The wide serve and the forehand down the line. It is a pretty smooth hold for Gorelick for 5-3. One game away from the national championship match. Hard to imagine there's many players out here who have had as much court time as Isaac Gorelick this week. Fitness so strong, all of his matches. Cheering section very strong as well for Tufts this week. Joshi serving to stay in it. Joshi and the Blue Jays were Centennial Conference champions this year and played the NCAA tournament. Lost in the first round 5-4 to Mary Washington. And a regional they hosted to Johns Hopkins. Oh, good hitting from Gorelick, but he's denied by the tape there. Played a strong point. Joshi opened the spring with 5 straight wins, now on an 8-match winning streak. His only losses of the season came to Will Leach of George Fox, Andrew Esses of Emory. That one was in 3 sets. Blue Jays only lost 2 matches this year. They're 19-2. Another second coming from Joshi after the let. One sails a little long. Gorelick staying steady here in these rallies. 15 all. 5-3 in the third. Joshi trying to serve to stay in it. Winner plays Stan Morris in tomorrow's NCAA championship match. 12 o'clock, right here on NCAA.com. We hope you join us for that one as well. Should be a wonderful wrap tomorrow to some outstanding tennis this week. Joshi, really well done there. Deuces the short ball off the serve, comes in and then ends up going with the drop volley. Trying to put pressure on Gorelick to close it out on his serve. 30-15. A little deep on the first serve. Chair umpire already writing it in his notepad, so Joshi looked up at him just to make sure, and that was enough for him to know. Another good combination from Joshi. Deep second serve in the box. Sets up the forehand winner. Big backhand down the line from Gorelick. With the pressure on Joshi here in the service game. Still a point for 4-5. The Blue Jay grad student. See if he goes to that wide lefty serve pattern again. Looks like he tried to hit a body serve there. Second serve for Gorelick here. Hit a couple of really good returns in this game. Put himself back on top of the point. We're back to deuce. Gorelick now just 2 points away from the championship match tomorrow. One of the first double faults of the match. Very few in this contest between these two. Service winner from Joshi. In into the backhand of Gorelick. Gorelick misses the return. Another game point upcoming. Joshi 74% on the first serve today. Another second serve coming on the ad side. Gorlick's going to step inside the court for a moment just to make Joshi think about the second. Joshi does hold as that one just sails a little long. Gorlick will serve for the final at 5-4. Gorlick has had sort of mixed holds. He's held every game so far in this third set. A couple of them have been very smooth, very routine, including the last one. A couple of them have been a little bit more complicated, including a couple of love 30 holes. Joshi in this match has had 19 break points, converted just one of them. It was the 5-4 service game for where Joshi was up in the first set. That was when that occurred. At one break, Gorlick has broken 3 times on 5 chances in the match. Points just about even. Total points, Gorlick 95 total points, Joshi 91. Joshi in general has had the easier time holding of the two. Joshi's won many more points on Gorlick's serve so far in this match. I suppose you can throw all the stats out now, though. 5-4, third set. Senior, graduate student. Both looking to book their spot in tomorrow's NCAA championship match. And Gorlick wants to make sure he has all the balls on his side. Also just taking an extra moment to take a deep breath. First serves have been critical for Gorlick. When he's getting that first serve in this set, he's had some routine holds. Of course, nothing routine at 5-4 in the third, but first serves so helpful, especially under pressure. Here we go. 5-4 in the third, Gorlick serving for the match. Gorlick on top of the point from the start. Did not let go of that grasp he had on that point throughout. 15 love. Teammates Rishabh Sharda, Josh Balandras both made the doubles tournament here, being especially vocal for their teammate as he tries to serve this out. Oh, Vishnu Joshi with an outstanding backhand on the full stretch. Maybe not full stretch, that may be a stretch to say, but this backhand from Joshi able to get that one, and then this backhand from Joshi did a great job with the footwork to get there on the run. Put it down the line, so not quite full stretch, but using the legs deep in the third set. A hot day here in Orlando. Showing a lot of fight. 15 all. That one just misses from Gorlick. Joshi with a fist bump towards his Johns Hopkins contingent, which gets a little louder. Got dueling cheering contingents, Johns Hopkins and Tufts right next to each other, sharing the same bleachers up here above the court. Gorlick's had a couple of gritty holds in this set. He's going to need another one. Down 15-30. Big serve from Gorlick, down 15-30, brings it back to 30 all. Just as the wind starts to pick up a touch, going at Gorlick's back. Not sure how much it affects down at court level, but up here we can certainly feel it. It's not a strong breeze, but just a bit of wind, perhaps at the back of Gorlick. Perhaps this first serve at 30 all. Oh, that was a little very unlucky off the tape there from Gorlick. Had the forehand lined up, trying to go inside in. He's fended off so many break points in this match. You have to do so again to avoid 5 all in the third. 5-4, 30-40. That one just misses, and Joshi stays alive. Vishnu Joshi breaks at 5-4. Second break of the match, and we are level, 5 all in the third. Earlier, Isaac Gorlick Sr. on a big hold. That time is Vishnu Joshi, grad student, senior eligibility. Now serving at 5 all. That's a really good return off the slider from Joshi. Joshi was trying to get that ball into the body of Gorlick. Gorlick stepped around it really well. He loves to run around that backhand to hit forehand returns, and all that experience doing that point after point really showed out there. Another winner from Joshi as Gorlick tried to run around that forehand. When he hits that forehand inside in, it opens up the court to his forehand side. Joshi uses it, uses Gorlick's pace and just redirects that backhand cross court into the open court. Double fault from Joshi. That's up 15-30. Single semifinal coming down to the wire. Now 15-40, double check with the chair from Joshi. It looked out from here and the chair saw it out as well. Gorlick trying to give himself another opportunity to serve for the match. 5 all, 15-40 in the third. Joshi won the first set 6-4. Gorlick broke early in the second and cruised 6-2. A little bit deep on the first serve. Joshi, knowing that Gorlick likes to run around that return, went to the forehand side. Joshi saves one break point. Did well to adjust. Ball to hit the net court early in the point. Both players showing a lot of experience, a lot of battle. It's been truly a pleasure of a semifinal to watch. Another break point. Gorelick of Tufts. First serve coming. Joshi again saves another break point with an outstanding pattern. Let's see it again. He uses this first serve to set it up, sending it wide to the backhand side. Court open to the forehand. Line clipper on break point. Takes a lot of courage to hit one that close to the line on break point at 5-all in the third. Oh, Joshi hit a really, really good lob. Gorelick had an opportunity to come in, did it. Hit a solid approach shot. Just enough on the lob so that Gorelick couldn't smash it, put it away. Keeps Joshi alive in the point. That's 3 straight points for the Blue Jay. Now he's got a point for 6-5 in the third. Joshi with a huge hold at 5-all. Uses the out wide serve. Missed return from Gorelick. 6-5 in the third. Gorelick will now serve to send this to a third set tiebreak. And the cold towels out. Carl Greger, head coach for Tufts, got the umbrella out. Some shade has arrived here at the USTA National Campus Collegiate Center. Very helpful for all involved. Luke Tanaka with you. Glad to have you alongside for this thriller of a semifinal. Here in the NCAA Division III Men's Singles Championships. Big cheer for some of the doubles action taking place here on the campus. If you're interested in the doubles quarterfinals today, you can find all that information. USDANationalcampus.com/NCAA will broadcast the doubles semis and finals tomorrow. Times of those still to be determined. We know they will follow the singles final, which will take place at noon tomorrow. Both of these players, Isaac Gorelick, Vishnu Joshi, trying to book their spot in it. Gorelick to serve, 5-6 in the third. Good pattern from Gorelick there. Wide serve and then go behind Joshi. Joshi expecting Gorelick to hit it to the open court. Cross court, low part of the net. Advantageous for Gorelick, first point. Key one here at 5-6. .30 love for Gorelick as Joshi just put a stab at that return. Got it back low. But miss hit on the second one. That one drops right on the line. Joshi watched it all the way. 40 love. point away from sending us to a third set tiebreak here in the second semifinal. And there it is, an ace out wide. Routine hold for Isaac Gorelick. And a tiebreaker will decide who plays in the final tomorrow afternoon. That's just a beauty. Fantastic from Gorelick. Carl Greger, head coach, will check in his 8th season. Check in with Gorelick here. Greger, an outstanding 26-5 record over the last 3 seasons with the Jumbos. Also has seen some really fantastic individual success. Boris Sorkin reaching the final of the NCAA singles tournament last year. Gorelick trying to do the same this year, and he's off to a good start in the tiebreak. Early mini break for the Jumbo. Greger, Gorelick, Sorkin, all part of many other players a part of this surge from Tufts that saw them reach the NCAA team semifinals and push the eventual champion University of Chicago to the brink in that semifinal. Ooh, and right back from Joshi. Stepping into that backhand. We've seen some of those backhand angles he's hit stepping into the court. Another beauty to even this tiebreak at 1-1. Two big forehands from Gorelick set up by the strong serve. On serve, 2-1. Seen Joshi, especially in this third set, go more to that serve, trying to not allow Gorelick to run around the backhand of the forehand, mix things up. And it's Gorelick with the big pass down the line. Joshi read it well, but couldn't get there in time. Gotta see that one again. Wide serve. Serve and volley play from Joshi. He did read that down the line, but just a little late as Gorelick hit a smash of a forehand. Forcing the miss. Another mini break for the Jumbo in this decisive tiebreak. Joshi comes in again and it works. Gorelick's attempt at the backhand topspin lob goes a little long. Joshi making a concerted effort to come in. He's done some of it in this match. Serve volley play. Not one we've seen a ton of, but here in the tiebreak, utilizing it a few times. Oh, Gorelick just didn't quite do enough with the approach shot. Left in an opportunity where Joshi could stay in the point. And we're back to 3-all. Thought Gorelick would do a little bit more with this one. Instead, Joshi able to keep himself alive in the point. The volley goes right back to him. Gorlick with great hustle to get to that one. Joshi's all over it. Easy put away volley. And we change ends at 3-all. Here in the decisive third set tiebreak. Both players 4 points away from reaching NCAA singles final. So impressed with both players, the way they've battled. Joshi coming back from a breakdown in the third set. Breaking Gorlick when Gorlick was serving for the match. Just all week been impressed by Isaac Gorlick. See who steps up in the big moments. 3-all. That one just misses a little long, and it's a double that gives Joshi his first mini break advantage here in the third set breaker. 4-3, and 2 serves coming for Vishnu Joshi. In his 4th NCAA singles tournament, looking to reach the final for the first time, already having surpassed his previous best of a quarterfinal. Oh, Gorlick hits such a good return. Such a good return, but the forehand sails wide. As disappointing as that is for Gorlick, knowing that that kind of return is there for him. Joshi, one more serve here at 5-3. Oh, that would just miss. Gorlick thought it was in. Joshi calls it out, confirmed by the chair. Joshi survived a couple of tight shots there, and now has 3 match points for a comeback victory. Oh, what a clutch shot from Gorlick. Painting lines on match points. We've seen both players paint lines when it matters the most. Gorlick lives to play one more point, at least. Serving at 4-6. And it's Vishnu Joshi with the forehand down the line winner. Comes back from a breakdown in the third, wins the tiebreaker 7-4, and wins the match in 3 sets. And just a absolute battle. We'll check in on that last point again. Gorlick had the miss hit right there that just landed in. And eventually, it's Joshi with the big forehand, and Gorlick understandably disappointed. Vishnu Joshi understandably fired up to book his spot in tomorrow's final. Congratulations to the Johns Hopkins Blue Jay. Congratulations to both players. Joshi, the graduate student in his 4th NCAA singles tournament, will play for the title for the first time. That'll be tomorrow at noon. And for Isaac Gorlick, really just an outstanding week of tennis. You can't say enough about what the senior did this week. Senior out of Weston, Mass. Just so much fun to watch him play all week, and understandable frustration now after serving for the match at 5-4. But it was Joshi this time who outlasts the one who's been outlasting everybody this week, Isaac Gorlick. 7-6 in the third. Congratulations to both players on what was an absolutely outstanding match all around. 6-4, 2-6, 7-6 for Vishnu Joshi, 7-4 in the third set tiebreak. Wow, what a day of tennis this was. And we saw the single semifinals. What a set of semifinals it was for the men's and women's. For the women's side, tomorrow's singles final will be Elle Christensen of Tufts facing off against Angie Zhu of Pomona Pitzer. And on the men's side, it'll be Stan Morris of Middlebury and Vishnu Joshi of Johns Hopkins. That'll be the singles finals tomorrow. Those will start at 12 o'clock right here at the USTA National Campus. We'll have it live for you on NCAA.com. Should be two outstanding finals with four players who have reached the pinnacle of Division III tennis here in singles, and we'll also have double semifinals, doubles finals for you tomorrow. Should be another fantastic day of tennis as we wrap up tomorrow our week here at the USTA National Campus in the Division III NCAA Tennis Championships for both men and women. I'd like to thank our producer David Harris, director Chris Capper, on replay Matt Mitchell, on the cameras Travis McGinnis and Trey Jarvis, battling against the sun. Thank you everybody for this wonderful day of tennis and all the work that they did today to produce this wonderful broadcast. I'm Luke Tanaka saying so long from the USTA National Campus, and we'll see you, hopefully have you tomorrow for the singles final, doubles final, all that starting at noon. So until then, take care.
Our pleasure to begin the awards ceremony for the 2022 NCAA Division III Men's Semi-Finalists. Here on court number 3. First, let's congratulate both players again on their outstanding achievements. We thank our host, USTA, Oglethorpe, and the Greater Orlando Sports Commission for their partnership, commitment, and success in hosting this national championship. Here to present the awards representing the NCAA, we have Mark Riley and Mike Lish. Now, our semifinals. From Tufts, Isaac Gorelick. Congratulations again to Isaac on an amazing performance this weekend. And we wish the best of luck to Vishnu Joshi tomorrow in the finals at 12 o'clock from Johns Hopkins. Really good luck tomorrow, Vishnu. We have two doubles matches coming up here, 5:45 on court 1.